Congressman Jim Jordan no longer in the running to become the next House Speaker. That's despite a letter from Northwest Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz and some of his colleagues to help Jordan get the job today. Aubrey Spears joining us live in the studio tonight. And Aubrey, they sent a letter. Gaetz and 7 other House Republicans trying to unite the party and get the House moving again, but they offer to accept punishment for creating the Speaker crisis if House Republicans got behind Jim Jordan.
And Bob, that was a big if, and it didn't work. Jordan failed in 2 more votes today, and the House is back to square one.
Well, Kevin McCarthy was a feature of the swamp.
More than 2 weeks ago, Congressman Matt Gaetz stood on the steps of Capitol Hill, celebrating the removal of Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. Today, Gaetz stood once again on the steps of the Capitol, this time pleading with his colleagues to elect Jim Jordan for the role.
We, of course, will remain Republicans. We will continue to vote with Republicans on Republican principles. But if what these holdouts need is a pound of our flesh, we're willing to give it to them in order to see them elect Jim Jordan for Speaker.
The 8 Republicans who signed the letter pushed hard to get Jordan the votes he needed, but ultimately failed. Congressman Jim Jordan backed out of the race after losing a 3rd round of voting and later in a secret ballot Friday afternoon, despite the letter. The letter reads, they recognize some of their colleagues may want to punish them for their part in removing McCarthy.
So we've made them an offer. The 8 of us have said that we are willing to accept censure, sanction, suspension, removal from the Republican conference.
Last week, Congressman Gaetz led the charge to elect Steve Scalise as House Speaker. Gaetz's efforts once again failed after Congressman Scalise fell short of the votes needed to get the job. Now Gaetz is saying his efforts to elect Jordan were being trampled by members of Congress out of spite.
It seems as though the 20 or so holdouts against Jim Jordan have no goals, have no asks, have no objectives other than to see the 8 of us suffer some consequence for having removed McCarthy.
Several Republicans have already expressed their interest in the role of House Speaker. Interim House Speaker Patrick McHenry says House Republicans will hold a candidate forum on Monday evening and an election on Tuesday morning. Aubrey Spears, WEAR News.